All right, hello again. Just made a video on sensation and intuition is true and false. Now this next video is on thinking and feeling as bad and good, or feeling and thinking is good and bad, because that's usually how we order them. Obvious, I guess, counterpoint or objection to that conceptualization is probably like, well, there's never any reason for anything bad. That's why criminals get punished and we have laws and stuff like that. So nothing bad ever happens. But by bad, I'm talking about like destructive. And by good, I'm talking about creative. And not creative in terms of like I have all these ideas, but like literally creating or helping. Like think of like a plant and watering a plant, right? Because there's thinking and feeling. I mean, maybe agriculture is a good example here, because like there's thinking and feeling, or at least these concepts of good and bad, creation, destruction, in agriculture, right? You have this organism, this plant, this animal that you're raising, and you have to nurture it and care for it. But then you got to eat it, you got to kill it somehow. That's the thinking side of it. So that's really part of what that might look like in real life. But more directly, I would say you have sports, which aren't destructive, but they're competitive. That's maybe a better word, competitive versus cooperative. This also maps on to like agreeableness and the big five and stuff like that. So maybe it's the case that thinking is more competitive and feeling is more cooperative. You see items like that on MBTI questionnaires all over the place. Like, are you more competitive or cooperative? And they'll say, oh, that competitive part goes on to thinking, that cooperative part goes on to feeling. I think that might be onto something. But yeah, it's like seeing things come together, come apart. Analytic versus synthetic. Michael Pierce and Jack Oliver Aaron from World Sociological Society were talking about that with respect to other concepts, I think, but I think that might be relevant here. Just, are you putting something together or are you taking it apart? Maybe. And like I said before in the last video, this comes partially from just listening to people. No, this one does not come as much from listening to people talk about typology, because nobody really thinks about thinking in this manner. They'll say like it's impersonal, or they'll say it's objective, or they'll say it's logical, but that's not as oppositional to feeling or nice or good as bad is. So I would say arguably that it might be the case that thinking is more analogous to violence or badness or destruction, and feeling is more analogous to creation. And I didn't get to saying this. I mean, I illustrated it in part with this, with the example of agriculture, which is central to human development. Now that I think about it, I mean, obviously, kind of, but in this context, it's new to think about that for me. But yeah, it's warfare, thinking. You can think of thinking as policing, force, martial arts. Like I said, sports doesn't even need to be that extreme as killing someone. It can just be like beating somebody in a basketball game or in a video game. NT versus ST with sports. Athletics, basketball. Competitive versus cooperative. I still think good versus bad is what I'm going to title this as, just because it's more, because that's just like the fundamental dichotomy that's in play with competitive versus cooperative. Are we going to get together, or are we going to fight? Are we going to be good? Are we going to play nice? Are we going to play bad? Are we going to play well or poorly? And that's even biased towards feeling, because it's like poorly, right, as opposed to well. You can fight well, you can cooperate well, you can compete well. They're not mutually exclusive. They're opposites, but maybe that's why they have introvert and extrovert attitudes. Who knows? I guess in the last video, let me know what you think about this. I'm curious to hear what other people think. Curious to talk with other people about typology on YouTube and also on the internet or in person. I doubt you live where I live, but maybe we could do a meetup or something. So whether in the comments on YouTube or a meetup or Skype or Google Meetups, if that's still a thing, just let me know. If anybody wants to chat typology, we can set something up. Should be cool. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.